Here, in the middle of Algeria, about 1,200 kilometers away from Algiers, I'm about to realize a lifelong dream, a walk in the Sahara Desert. But the desert isn't empty. Immense, yes, the biggest desert on the planet, but not empty, far from it, in fact. On the road to the Timimoun Oasis, I had imagined I would be in the middle of nowhere. Instead, I find myself in the middle of some sort of ceremony. A procession is forming. I wonder why so many people are meeting in the middle of the desert. What is this encounter about?
واسألك اللهم يا مبدئ يا معيد دوام الرعاية والتأييد لحكامنا المسلمين المجتهدين في شرائع الإسلام اللهم انصرهم وانصر علماءهم. And why is this tomb freshly whitewashed? I'll get answers to my questions later, but I can already tell I'm in the midst of an important gathering. In the Berber cultural tradition, a traveler is always made welcome. The people in charge of the oasis invite me to spend the day with them. It's over a cup of tea, naturally, that they explain what I've just witnessed.
Every oasis has a zawiya, a little house, just like this one, reserved for guests, where we can have a cup of tea, eat, and even sleep. This celebration, which takes place once a year, is a very special event for us. The celebration forms a circle around the desert, always ending in Timimoun, during a period of time determined by the lunar calendar. The dates of our visit to each oasis are planned well ahead of time, so that everyone can best prepare for the arrival of the guests. Each oasis in the region is represented by a flag and takes turns receiving a delegation from the neighboring oases. The dance in which we face each other symbolizes our reunion and the friendship among our villages. We greet each other and honor the Marabout's tomb with a group prayer. The Marabouts were wise men that lived in the oasis. Then, we have a meal together. The host oasis provides food and shelter for the others. The next day, we visit another oasis and repeat the same ceremony.
I didn't notice it right away because washing the dishes in water after a meal is so commonplace. But then I remembered I was in the middle of the desert. What a surprise then to see a pipe sticking out of the ground from which fresh, clean water flowed.
In the evening, we meet around a campfire to seal our friendship. On this occasion, we sing the traditional ahalil, a song carried down through the ages.
The nearly constant presence of water today intrigues me. And now I want to know how these little patches of green we call the oasis can exist in this sterile environment. In the meantime, I'm looking forward to joining my hosts for tonight's celebration and singing the ahalil.
The ahalil is irrevocably linked to the region of Gourara. It was born with the first oases. Back then, long ago, most people were illiterate. The wise men, or marabouts, began singing and reciting poems about the Berber culture, transmitting it orally to the Bedouins.
That's what the songs are about. Tribal life, water in the desert, and most importantly, the Foggaras. They also talk about the marabouts, religion, love, and all sorts of things. When the tribes got together, the ahalil allowed them to communicate more easily. They could get different messages and points across indirectly in a very non-confrontational manner. The ahalil is singing, but it's also a language.
a language so precious it is protected by UNESCO. The almost hypnotic rhythm of the songs lasts late into the night, putting me at great peace on my first night in the Sahara. Here I am in Timimoun, the capital of Gourara. This oasis has become a small town of about 23,000 people. It's the busiest of the region's hundreds of oases. The other oases are much less developed, and some do not yet have electricity. For the time being, I let myself drift along with the current of activity in this section of downtown. When I visit someplace for the first time, I often start by a trip to the market. This market, although very far away from any sea, is strangely reminiscent of the Mediterranean. All these fruits and vegetables could make me forget that I'm in the desert.
Here we are at the market in Timimoun, where I am selling carrots, cabbage, onions, parsley. I only sell food that comes from my garden, that I raise with my own hands. I come here because there are a lot of people. I live in a small oasis 12 kilometers away, but there's no market there. There are only vegetable gardens. If I want to sell my vegetables, I have to come to the market in Timimoun.
I go onward, deeper and deeper into my discovery of the city. As the little streets lead me further into the old town, also called Ksar, the atmosphere grows increasingly quiet, hushed. Is it the streets, made of sand, that absorb sound? Is it the narrowness of the streets that lets me wander, unafraid of getting lost? Is it the red walls made of dried clay that bring warmth to the darkest corner? Or is it simply that the light bathes everything it touches in unspeakable magic? Now I understand why this town of Sudanese influence is called the Red Oasis.